video, we're going to show you how to configure the quality of service in Cisco SD-WAN. As you can see on the screen, you have a VH router or the CSR1000V or IOSXE SD-WAN there. On the left of the router, it is a LAN site, and on the right is the WAN site. Firstly, you need to configure the queuing system or scheduler on the WAN site. In this example, we're going to have 3 queues, Q0, Q1, and Q2. And you put a percentage of the bandwidth according to the picture that shown on the screen. Second, the traffic will be coming from the LAN site, which consists of voice and file transfer and the web applications going to the LAN site. We will configure it to map the traffic class into the queue. So the voice traffic will go into the Q0, file transfer will go to the Q1, and web application goes to the queue number 2. So as I said earlier in the previous video, we need to have a bandwidth configuration command, which is right now we configure it as a 10 megabit per second. So then we can use that 10 megabits per second to calculate the bandwidth percentage for each of the queue. So let's see how to configure it. The first thing that we need to do to configure the quality of service in the Cisco SD-WAN is to create the scheduler. The scheduler is a part of the localized policies. So we go to the policies and localized policies first to create the policies there. Before create the policies, we need to define the class map. And in these examples, we already defined the 4 classes, which is Q0, Q1, Q2, and Q3. If we want to add another class map, then we can configure the queue number 4, and then we put the number 4 into the queue, and then we save. So now we have about 5 queues already, 5 class map already. Then we hit on the next. Then it is come to the section that we can configure the QoS map. Then we click on add and put the name as the QoS map. And then now the scheduler that we're going to configure according to the previous slide that I just showed you. So we have 3 queues actually, Q0, Q1, and Q2. Q0, it is 20%. Q1 is about 50%. So then we select Q1 and then we reserve the bandwidth of 50% here. Also the buffer as well. The drop is going to be random early detections. This is 50 already. And then we add another queue, which is Q2. Bandwidth percentage is about 30%. Random early detection as well. So then we have configured 3 queues according to the slide. Then we go save policies. But remember this, the name of the QoS map should be the same when we want to apply to the interface. So then let's go ahead to click on save. Maybe I just name it config B. Done. Right? Then we have a scheduler in place, ready to assign to the device. Then we don't need to have access control list or any routing policies there. Then we're gonna put the name config B QoS localized policy. Then we click on the cloud QoS to enable the QoS on the VH cloud or the virtual machine there. And then we hit on application visibility. Hit save. Then the localized policy which contain the scheduler has already been configured here. Then we want to assign this scheduler into the device. Let's go to the template. And I have a template already for the branch router of the config B. Then I click on edit to add a localized policy that we just created here into the device. And then remember that we will come back to here later. The WAN number 2 MPLS is going to be the interface that we want to apply the quality of service there. Then, but at this time, we just add the scheduler into the device first, and then hit update. Right? Then the device config B branch already got the scheduler. Then we want to apply this scheduler into the interface. Then we go to WAN number 2 of config B. Then we hit on edit. We go to the ACL and QoS sections. See that we have a QoS map here. Then we want to configure that QoS map that we just created just now in the template here. So just put the name here, and the name needs to be exactly the same that you just created in the localized policies. And remember that if you want, you need to configure the shaping rate as well. The shaping rate is the bandwidth that we use to calculate the bandwidth percentage of each of the queue. If you don't configure that, it will use the default interface bandwidth, which is 1 gig or 10 gig. But now we want to scope down to the 10 megabit per second. So it is 1000 is the 10 meg bandwidth here. So the WAN number 2, which is MPLS in the gigabit 0/3, is gonna have the QoS map apply and the shaping rate apply as well, 10 meg. Update. Alright, so this is done. Then we want to go to the policies that we want to apply the policies to get the traffic into the queue. Then we hit on next. We go to traffic data policies, create new. QoS policies mapping data policies, for example. Then we want to go to custom. We go to application list, which is audio or video that we want to go forward to the class 0, which is Q0 in this case. This is done. Then we have another application type, which is the FTP. We want to put in the queue number 1, and web application, maybe I just create a new one, web. HTTPS, then I put web here, accept, and forwarding class to Q2. That's it. Then this is a policy that we want to apply on the LAN side of the router, right? So then click on save. This is the config B QoS policies. We select on traffic data. Then this policy is going to be applied from the service side, from the LAN side, to all of the branch, to the VPN 1 or VPN corporate. Click on add and then click save. So this is done. So we need to click on activate here in order to activate the policies, and this policy will be applied to all of the branches that we have. So then, taking a look back to the slide that we just have, then first we create the localized policies to create the scheduler on the router. Then we apply attached to the device. Then we have a gigabit 0/3 as the interface there. You need to put the shaping rate as well, 10 meg. The next thing that we need to do is we have the policies from the service side to match the applications such as voice, file transfer, and web into each of the forwarding class. And then we apply to the LAN side of the router. And then we activate the policies. So this is a flow, and this is the how we can configure the QoS. I hope this video you can find it useful for you. And if you have any questions or comments, please put it in the below in the comment sections. Today, thank you for watching, and let's meet again in the next video. Thank you.